In a historic and highly controversial escalation, the United States conducted large-scale military strikes on Venezuela early Saturday morning, resulting in widespread explosions in Caracas and other regions of the country and the reported capture of Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro and his wife. The operation marks a dramatic intensification of U.S. military involvement in Latin America and has triggered domestic and international outrage, diplomatic tensions, and uncertainty about Venezuela's immediate future. President Donald Trump announced the operation in an early morning post on his social media platform Truth Social, stating that the United States had successfully carried out a large-scale strike against Venezuela, and that Maduro and his wife had been captured and flown out of the country. Trump said the mission, which he described will be detailed further at a press conference scheduled for later Saturday at Mar-a-Lago, was carried out in conjunction with U.S. law enforcement and involved elite military units. According to U.S. officials cited by news outlets, Delta Force, the U.S. Army's Specialized Operations Unit, played a central role in the capture of Maduro. This strike follows months of military buildup in the region that included the deployment of the USS Gerald R. Ford aircraft carrier, additional warships, fighter jets, and thousands of troops in the Caribbean Sea. The military action is the first direct intervention of this scale by the United States in Latin America since the 1989 invasion of Panama to depose Manuel Noriega. Reports from Caracas and other areas indicated that multiple explosions rocked the capital and surrounding states, including Miranda, Aragua, and La Guaira. Residents and local authorities described loud blasts and low-flying aircraft, smoke rising from military facilities, and widespread power outages across neighborhoods. Videos circulating on social media and local news footage showed smoke and flames near key military complexes such as Fuerte Tayuna and La Carlota Air Base. The Federal Aviation Administration immediately banned U.S. commercial flights over Venezuelan airspace, citing ongoing military activity and safety concerns. In response to the explosions, the U.S. State Department issued a warning urging American citizens in Venezuela to shelter in place and avoid travel into the country. The Maduro government vehemently rejected the U.S. military action, calling it very serious military aggression and an attempt at regime change. Officials reported strikes on both civilian and military sites and declared a state of emergency. President Maduro's vice president, Delcy Rodriguez, demanded proof of life for Maduro and his wife, declaring that Venezuela did not have confirmation of their whereabouts following the reported capture. Defense Minister Vladimir Padrino López called for national resistance, framing the attacks as the worst aggression ever against Venezuela, and urging the armed forces and citizens to mobilize in defense of sovereignty. The U.S. operation has sparked intense debate domestically. Some Republican figures publicly supported the mission, while others, including Democratic Senator Ruben Gallego of Arizona, criticized it as illegal without congressional authorization. Senator Mike Lee also raised constitutional questions about the legality of the strikes absent an official declaration of war or statute authorizing force. The international community's response has been mixed and largely critical. Cuba's leadership condemned the U.S. actions as state terrorism against Venezuela. Calls for urgent United Nations engagement have emerged, with neighboring nations like Colombia urging an emergency session of the UN Security Council. European states have expressed concern and called for restraint and compliance with international law. The operation culminates months of escalating pressure by the Trump administration on the Maduro government, which the administration has long accused of narco-terrorism and undermining democracy. The U.S. had previously indicted Maduro and several senior officials on drug trafficking and related charges, even offering a $50 million reward for information leading to his capture. Prior to the strikes, U.S. forces had conducted persistent operations against suspected drug smuggling vessels near Venezuelan waters, resulting in significant loss of life and controversy over the legality of such actions without congressional sanction. In the days leading up to the attack, Maduro had expressed openness to negotiating with the United States on drug trafficking and other issues, though he maintained that Washington sought to oust him and seize control of Venezuela's strategic resources, including oil. Despite the proclamation of success by President Trump, many key details remain unclear. Independent verification of Maduro's capture and current location is still pending, and the scale of civilian casualties, if any, has not been confirmed. The broader implications for Venezuela's governance, regional stability, Latin America relations, and international law are still unfolding.